The new CX-30 Aire Edition provides reliable luxury at a very reasonable price point. I'll include a link to the Tim Valley Mazda's website in the description down below. They're providing us with the CX-30. Let's get right into it. This week's giveaway highlight is a classic Corvette with a big block V8. If you're interested, use code BHC or click the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment. This will give you 4x bonus entries on any donation $25 or more. Powering this is a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder paired to a 6-speed automatic. Fuel economy is 24 around town, 31 on the highway, with power outputs being 186 horsepower and then 186 pound-feet of torque. If you're able to subscribe, I'd really appreciate the help. Mazda's been killing it with colors lately. This flat gray looks absolutely fantastic. Very angular headlight design and pretty darn bright lights. You can see the grille's mostly blacked out, and then you do have some plastic trim at the bottom with the little turn signal indicators. But you gotta remember, this is at economy car pricing, and so pretty premium looking so far. Tire wheel setup is 215 by 55 by 18. The wheels are completely blacked out, and then you've got big old chunky fender flares. You can see the rest of the body works the same. Interestingly enough though, up top the mirror caps are painted black, and you can see that, well, it's kind of like a lifted hatchback. When it comes to key fob features, we've got the Mazda logo. We have our lock and unlock on the side, and it's a nice key fob. They've had this for years. Now popping into the cargo area, it's not powered, it's just hydraulic. Cargo cover built in from the factory. You gotta remember, this is a Crosstrek competitor, so it's a compact vehicle, but it's still pretty practical back here. You also have a spare tire underneath the load floor there. You can lock it from the rear, that's cool, but yeah, grab handle to pop that down. Look at the taillights there, and then you can see the badging has a really nice finish. Look at that. That will cap things off for the exterior of the CX-30. Let's now check out the interior. Got a nice soft touch over the door panel. I like the stitching down below as well. And then look at these seats. You've got a mix with the cloth trim and then the softer touch on the outside. I'm pretty sure this is synthetic leather, feels like it. Now for a compact, legroom's not that bad actually. Got some vents in the back. And then headroom back here does kind of come down a little bit with the sunroof hump, but it's pretty typical of the segment. Keyless entry for up front, and let's check it out. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors, and then you've got more of that nice trim down below, all of your window controls with your mirror adjustments, but yeah, beautiful design. And here's the front seat, has that same mix with the cloth, and then power adjustments and lumbar support on the side. The front passenger seat's manual with the adjustments. Got hill climb assist, memory seats to the left of the steering wheel. Speaking of that steering wheel, look at the trim on this. Got stitching too. We have practical controls like the adaptive cruise control. You've got your volume voice command controls there on the other side. Traditional stocks in the back. I love Mazda's gauges. It's got a nice mix of digital and analog. Like you can customize the information that's in the center. And then it also has a little icon there when you pop it into the sport mode. So backup camera in reverse. And this right here is the biggest critique that many people have of Mazda. It doesn't bother me, but yeah, it's not touchscreen. Unless you use CarPlay or Android Auto, it's all controlled via a little dial system. And if you use CarPlay or Android Auto, it's pretty far on the dash. You do have to reach quite a bit if you used it as a touch with those. But the dash itself, I mean, soft touch up top. You got this like suede down below. And then we've got our climate controls. So dual zone climate, heated seats. Phone charging pad with some cup holders. We've got the shifter for the 6-speed automatic, sport mode next to it. And then the physical controls for the infotainment system, parking brake, auto hold, radio, volume, center console. Got big storage USB ports. I like how this slides. I think that's kind of a cool feature. And then I almost forgot, it does have a sunroof. 2026 Aire Edition, $32,905. Let's see how this CX-30 performs. Gotta love the whole kind of dash layout. Like Mazda actually knows how to design cars. And getting out of the back seat. a little bit cramped. Again, it's compact. It is a compact. But, you know, I think we've also all gotten a little bit too spoiled with how big some cars are. It's like, do you really need the space? No, you just like the space. And that's definitely the case with my current daily driver. I definitely do not need the space, I just like it. But I also like the feeling of just being in a big car where you feel kind of like safe, because it's like, hey, if someone hits into me, I got 6,000 pounds to throw around. Now, although the power figures on this might not sound too impressive on paper, the 6-speed automatic's pretty darn smooth. It's good. Like this compared to a lot of the rivals that use CVTs, you know, like Honda and Toyota with the HR-V and the Corolla Cross. It feels smoother with the acceleration, and it feels more powerful by a pretty large margin. And even if they had the same horsepower, I bet this would still feel more powerful because you just don't get that kind of choppiness that you can get with a CVT. This is not a rocket ship. And if you want a fast one, you get the turbo, which I'll have a review on that at some point. It's smooth power delivery. It's not even in the sport mode. I guess we'll pop into sport. See, Mazda is one of the few cars that I actually use the drive modes because it's super intuitive. It's just a little switch that you flick. Most cars, it's like dial this or that. Just make it a simple switch. Keep it simple, stupid, as I say. And then you can just out of sport mode when you're done with it. I like that. It's the tactile feel, by the way, in Mazda's is great. Super underrated point these cars have. And smooth acceleration. Ride quality's pretty good. It's decently quiet inside. It doesn't have double pane windows or anything, but it's still pretty quiet. Seats are comfortable. Mazdas are so underrated, let me tell you. Because everyone's looking at Toyota and Honda. Like, I see it. And I just don't think people even consider Mazda when they're searching for a, a smaller car or a smaller crossover. And I think it's a shame because it's like, you probably should look at Mazda. I think it's just sitting in one of these would sell a lot of people because it just feels so much more high quality. Like, Honda stepped things up a bit, but still. And this definitely beats Toyota out. Like, this is on the verge, Mazda's on the verge of being as nice feeling as Lexus. It's still not quite there, but again, they're not charging nearly as much money. I mean, this same car is sold by Lexus. It's called the UX, and guess how much they're charging for it? $50,000. And this, I would say, it feels just as quality as the Lexus UX. It's obviously just not a hybrid. To conclude, I think this looks great. I like Mazda styling. It's not too flashy. Like, it's elegant, but not trying to be too over the top. The interior's nice. It's got great materials. It drives well. It's got good power for the segment, good fuel economy, and Mazdas are reliable. I know someone that works in the service department here, and their first 8 months here, I remember we had a conversation about this. They told me in 8 months they replaced one Mazda engine, and they came from Toyota. And I said, well, how many engines did you replace at Toyota? They go several per week. And so it goes to show you that actual reliability, right, isn't always going to be just like flashing out in your face. That's what I learned the more that I review these cars is just because everyone's going and buying something, right? They're all going with the mob, with the crowd, whatever you want to call it, doesn't mean that they're getting something better. Just because everyone's buying the Toyotas doesn't mean they're actually more reliable. So, this is your sign. Go drive a Mazda.